Do you ever notice how Canadians seem all the time? They're not sleepy, not lazy, they just look drained.
I cannot be the only person in Canada that literally hates it here. Like,
you're not burned out. You're living in a country that burns people out.
And let's be honest, like, groceries inflated, gas is inflated, the price and cost of everything is going through the fucking roof. So
10 years of liberal rule, and Canada's worse off by every measurable standard.
If you had green card tomorrow morning, would you move to the States?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
The quality of life in Canada has gone down.
Welcome back to Canadian Rant, where we say the things everyone is thinking, but nobody in charge wants to hear. Look around Canada for 1 minute. Walk through a grocery store, stand at a bus stop, ride the subway, walk down any street in Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, Montreal. It's the same everywhere. That energy we used to have, it's gone. Canadians look tired, not lazy, tired, not unmotivated and exhausted. Eyes down, faces blank, shoulders heavy, people dragging themselves through life like they're pushing a truck uphill. And the politicians, the media, the so-called leaders, they pretend everything is fine. They smile on TV and tell us the economy is strong, inflation is cooling, wages are up, and that we should feel lucky to live here. Meanwhile, Canadians are barely hanging on. And if you notice it too, if you see that Canadians across this country are silently falling apart just trying to stay afloat, then drop drained in the comments right now, because this is not normal, and it's time we stop pretending it is.
You're not burned out. You're living in a country that burns people out. Canada is draining, isolating, and brutally expensive. No wonder you're tired. Comment yes if this is how you feel.
Do you ever notice how Canadians seem all the time? They're not sleepy, not lazy, they just look drained. And it's not the weather, it's not their age, it is their system. In Canada, everything feels heavy. You work harder, but keep less. You earn more, but feel poor. Every raise gets eaten by taxes, fees, and inflation. And when effort doesn't lead to progress, your brain checks out. That is real fatigue. That is the Canadian fatigue. Your energy comes from momentum, and momentum comes from reward. When a system drains it, it drains the people. That is why Canadians always look so weak and tired. They are worn down.
I cannot be the only person in Canada that literally hates it here. Like, bro, what the fuck? You can't afford anything. Inflation is ridiculous. Food is fucking ridiculous. Like, unless you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 jobs, you're not making no fucking money. We don't have no fucking real creator apps for influencing in fucking Canada. Like, the weather is shit half the fucking time. It's fucking still cold outside. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. The parties are shit. I actually just hate it here.
The quality of life in Canada has gone down so much in the last 6 years. I don't know about you guys, but everyone is worried. Everyone's trying to save for a rainy day, but the rainy day has been over a year.
If you had green card tomorrow morning, would you move to the States?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
Why?
No.
Like, why fucking leaving Canada?
I just think Canada in a whole is just so soft nowadays. You get rewarded for not working hard at all. And the people that do get rewarded don't work hard. Yeah.
Liberals.
Period. Liberals. Period. Everybody's accepting, but to a point. So
Yeah, exactly. It seems like, you know, like a lot of time we can't do what we want. In certain aspects, in certain ways.
Like in what sense?
I don't know. It seems like we're more, you know, anchored down in a situation kind of deal. If that makes sense.
Anybody else wake up a very disappointed Canadian today? Like, very disappointed? What's wrong with you liberal lovers? Seriously, do you not know what has happened to our country and what's about to happen? I am terrified for everyone's children.
Well, Canada, I love you, but I got some serious questions about your intellect. This is Energy Court in Sudbury, Ontario. There's tons of homeless places everywhere. And you guys want to spend billions of dollars trying to take guns to save what? 1 to 5 lives? Right? Meanwhile, you have homeless people, families, elderly, everywhere because this country's been run like shit for so long that you're all broke. You know you can't afford it, and even if you have a decent job, you can barely afford it. So what about those people who need a place to live, who have kids? We have mothers losing their children because they don't have a home, can't afford a rental place, so Children's Day is going to take their kids and send them where? The problem's you, Canada. That's what I'm saying. And I don't want to be overly rude about it, but it is. You're not making good choices, and you're making shitty votes because you sit in your house or wherever you're protected, and you don't have to face the hard facts. The truth is, this country's being run like shit, and you're voting to make shitty decisions. So get your heads out of your ass, people, and start voting for the right things and stop wasting money on stupid shit like rainbows and guns. People need food and housing. They're called needs, not wants.
So what is it going to take for the left to finally wake up? 10 years? 10 years of liberal rule, and Canada is worse off by every measurable standard. You can't afford groceries. You can't afford rent. And you definitely can't afford home. Healthcare is collapsing, crime is up, taxes are crushing families, and wages are stagnant. And still, it's excuses. It's COVID. It's global. It's conservatives. It's misinformation. No, it's bad policy. At what point do you admit this government has failed? How much pain is enough before ideology stops blinding you? This isn't compassion, it's incompetence. This isn't progress, it's decline. This isn't leadership, it's denial. Canada wasn't destroyed overnight, it was dismantled slowly, deliberately, by people who refused to admit they were wrong. So keep defending it, keep explaining it away, keep calling Canadians uneducated for noticing. But you can't gaslight an empty fridge, a maxed out credit card, or a future that's disappearing. This government didn't fail by accident, it failed by design.
You ever just have a thought and then look into it and then it scares you and you remember why you don't jump down the rabbit hole? Yeah. I was just thinking to myself, like, I wonder how much it actually costs on average to live just in Ontario. You know what I mean? Like as an average single human. Average income for Ontarians last year was $36,780. The average rate to live in the GTA, so basically Toronto and surrounding areas, was $42,000. So congratulations, you get to start your year off $5,000 in the fucking hole already. And let's be honest, groceries inflated, gas is inflated, the price and cost of everything is going through the fucking roof. So what? The government's got this wrong. You're doing a fucking horrific job. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got to fix this. This is such a broken system. And who the fuck wants to wake up every day and live in this shit? You're literally fighting against the grain every day. And just imagine if you had to be on OW or disability or if you hurt yourself. Fuck me.
I left Canada for multiple reasons, but Sicily reminded me why. We're not supposed to survive our lives. We're not supposed to be working 60 hours a week to afford a house. We're not supposed to have such a big land and so many people and have a big part of the population who can't afford a nice life. We're not supposed to be in a rush all the time. We should definitely be talking to our neighbors. And I'm currently in Canada and I just fell right back where I was before I left. I'm working a lot, crazy hours. I'm always stressed out and I'm always rushing to get somewhere. And I'm telling you all of this and I'm doing it myself because it's so easy to fall back in your old habits whenever you get back to your old life. In Sicily, I learned to slow down because nobody's stressed out there. The only place where people are stressed is in their car because they're driving like crazy. But in general, if somebody tells you they're going to be there at 1 p.m., don't expect them to be there at 1 p.m. They're not in a rush. If you need a service or something to be done fast, don't expect it to happen fast because it's not going to happen. People are going to tell you, yeah, maybe this day in the afternoon, and don't even try to have a specific hour because it's just not going to happen. Businesses are closed in the afternoon and on Sundays in most towns. Unless you're in a big city, like in the touristy area, there's nothing open on a Sunday. And if you try to shop between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m., most of the stores are closed. and then try to go have dinner before 8 p.m. No, the chef's not gonna be there. Don't even ask. So anyways, all of this to say that Sicily, it just blew my mind, and I'm so happy to be able to live there.
Every single one of these problems that he highlights, like he lists sort of Canada's biggest problems, they are all political problems. They're all caused by weak people in charge. They're all caused by weak leaders. The land claims in BC, that's because the NDP is feeble and can't do anything decisive because they're just well, you can make your own reason of that, but they're weak either way. The pipeline issue is to do with weakness in Ottawa. I mean, the real estate market as well. How long have the sirens been going off about the real estate market in Ontario and British Columbia? These are all political problems. And once again, we have to say loud and clear that having weak leaders and stupid, incompetent leaders has real consequences on your life. It really does make your life a lot worse. So when people say like, well, what can you do? You know, it's just the way it is, or it's just politics or something like that. Not really. Look at Canada's history. Canada used to have really good leaders, really astute, wise, very, very intelligent people who built this country and made it rich. Now it's got stupid leaders and everything's gone downhill. The consequences couldn't be more obvious.
The Americans want our resources, our water, our land, our country. Think about it. If they succeeded, they would destroy our way of life.
Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Canadians aren't living anymore. We're surviving. This is a country built by hardworking people. Immigrants, students, young adults, seniors, parents, truck drivers, nurses, business owners, people who showed up, worked hard, paid taxes, followed the rules, and believed that if you put in effort, Canada would reward you. But today, that deal is broken. People wake up tired, go to work tired, come home tired, and go to bed worrying about money, bills, rent, groceries, gas, mortgages, daycare, taxes, more taxes, and a government that treats us like we're an ATM that never runs empty. Wages haven't kept up. Rent has doubled. Groceries feel like luxury items. Homes are out of reach. And mental health across this country is collapsing, quietly, because nobody wants to admit they're drowning. The worst part? Canadians blame themselves. I must not be working hard enough. I just need another job. I should stop complaining. No, this is not your fault. This is years of pressure building up, policies that push harder, taxes that take more, leaders who don't listen, and a system that tells average Canadians to sacrifice while politicians give themselves raises and pat each other on the back. We are tired because we care. We show up every day. We work hard. We don't quit. But a country that takes and gives nothing back will eventually drain even the strongest people. And that's where Canada is right now. So here's the message. You're not weak. You're not lazy. You're not imagining it. Millions of people across Canada feel exactly the same way, running harder just to stay in the same place. And we need to stop suffering quietly. Drop drained in the comments. Share this video so others realize they're not alone. And if you're willing to speak up, stand up, and demand better, you are part of the change. Canada is worth fighting for, but we need to admit the truth before we fix it. I'm Canadian Rant, and I'm not done talking about this. I'll see you in the next one.